Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy says a lot of women in Star Wars struggle with fans' attacks because of the fan base being so male-dominated. Larry, how you feeling about Star Wars, bro? You watch the show?
I do. I mean, I like Star Wars. I obviously I grew up on it, like a lot of other people. I've been watching it with my niece. I've been really surprised because my niece, who's 15, she loves Star Wars stuff, man. So I sort of look forward to it because she's looking forward to it. So it's kind of fun seeing her excitement about it. It kind of makes it exciting for me. So
you looking forward to the Acolyte?
I am actually looking forward to the Acolyte, yeah.
Starring Miss Amandla Steinberg. You do. Yeah, we're going to talk about this, man, but I kind of feel sorry for our girl over here, bro, because she's been going through it. These Star Wars, I don't even want to call them fans. I want to call them Star Wars trolls. Because they be giving her a hard time, or these women at least, you know what I'm saying, being assholes. And, I really don't like it. But I will say, I did see the first episode of the new Acolyte. And after the show today, I'm gonna finish the first 4. I like the show so far. I do. I didn't like the first 15 minutes, but the second 15 minutes came through pretty strong. But let's see what Miss Kathleen Kennedy has to say about women in Star Wars. And this is coming from Variety. And it says, Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy says a lot of women in Star Wars struggle with fans' attacks because of the fan base being so male-dominated. That's horrible. In a new interview with the New York Times for the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte, Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy said she is aware that women in the space franchise are often attacked online more than men because of the fan base being so male-dominated. Female stars Daisy Ridley and Carrie Marie Tran certainly faced online harassment from toxic fans when the most recent Star Wars film trilogy was released. And now The Acolyte is already being attacked in certain corners of the fandom. The Acolyte is an original story created by Leslie Headland that's set long before the events of The Phantom Menace. Headland, known for directing such films as Sleeping with Other People and co-creating Netflix's hit comedy series Russian Doll, is the first woman to serve as a showrunner of a Star Wars series. Her show includes a major new female character played by the likes of Amanda Steinberg, Carrie-Ann Moss, Jodie Turner-Smith, and more. As reported by The Times, a loud primordial part of Star Wars fandom has pushed back in predictable fashion, that's horrible, against the show. Why are there so many women? Why girls, minority characters increasingly dominating the ranks of Jedi? Read comments of the Acolyte trailer, with others expressing a similar worldwide view. Some trolls have nicknamed Headland's series the Wokalite. I did not know that. That's horrible. My belief is that storytelling does need to be representative of all people. Kennedy told the publication about her support for Headland's Acolyte vision. That's an easy decision for me. Operating within the giant franchises now with social media and the level of expectation is terrifying, Kennedy continued. I think Leslie has struggled a little bit with it. I think a lot of women who step in Star Wars struggle with it a bit more because the fan base being so male dominated. They're sometimes getting attacked in ways that can be quite personal. Larry, this is awful, man. I hate to see it. How do you feel about this? Do you think these trolls, these so-called fans are right, or do you think they just need to shut up and fall off a cliff somewhere?
I mean, I don't want them to fall off a cliff because I don't want anybody to die over something as silly as this. But it is kind of ridiculous that this is happening. But it's not to be unexpected. We all know exactly what's going to happen with these things. If you come out with a new Star Wars movie or a Star Wars show, and there's a woman as a lead, they're going to then give you all kinds of grief. Oh, it's all this wokeness. Oh, it's only because they're trying to put out some agenda or this and that. If it's a black person, they're going to say the same thing. If it's an Asian person, if it's an Hispanic person, basically, if it's anything other than a white male, then the Star Wars trolls are going to get up in the comment sections. They're going to get all over Reddit and everywhere else, and they're going to have their little incel tizzy fits. And it is what it is. I mean, I'll tell you, it has gotten to such a point now, I think, and this is just my personal opinion. I think they have gotten to the point where they are so utterly ridiculous in their bias and the way they attack anything that's not white, male, hetero, that the powers that be just don't pay attention to them anymore. They have lost all of their, I think they have pretty much lost all of their cred. Because anytime they say something, now people are just like, oh, they just dismiss them. Like, oh, those are just those incel trolls. Don't pay attention to them. Because that's really what they are. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. If it's not a white male hetero dude, then they're all up a tizzy. Now, if you have some white dude, they have nothing to say.
All right.
So I really, I mean, the universe is not made up of white men. That's just what it is. There are white men in it, but it is not made up of white men. And they need to understand there are lots of other people. There's going to be women. There's going to be minorities. There's going to be people who are gay. There's going to be people who are trans. There's going to be people who are of all different sorts of stuff. And you just have to learn to share the universe. And if you can't, then go make your own universe. No one's telling you that you can't make something. Go make your own stuff.
Do you think this it's a natural progression, all of the minorities or women that are being included in entertainment these days, or you think it's natural, or you think it's hurting the film at all, or the series, or where how do you feel about that part?
I think that when they show women in these roles, women and minorities in these roles that are that are either made for them, or they just they're not necessarily specific to being a minority or a woman or a man. If it's just a role and they're just put in a role, then it's fine. What I don't like seeing is when they try to inject somebody into a character or into a role that's like, I don't want to see a role that's supposed to be a man played by a woman and vice versa. Now, there are plenty of roles that don't need to be gender specific, and if you write a role and it doesn't need to be gender specific, then you cast the best actor. If you just say this is a Jedi, this is what this Jedi does throughout this entire show, and you have an open casting for all men and women, and the best actor gets it, and it happens to be a woman, then cool. Maybe you make some different. Maybe you make some slight adjustments for the character being a woman. Maybe you don't need to. But I think the biggest problem is when they try to sort of jimmy rig a male character into where it should have been a female, or a female where it should have been a male, or something else. I think it's maybe a little bit easier with race because, an Asian dude is still a dude. A black dude is still a dude. A white dude is still a dude. I mean, same for women. I think in a lot of ways the racial element is less of a problem than the gender one when it comes to movie stuff. But for some of these things, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if it's a man or a woman. I don't really care. If it's a good story and it's fun and it's exciting and there's action and drama, what do I care? What do I care if the lead is a male or a female?
I agree.
Makes me know never mind.
I like that. I like that. I pretty much agree with everything you said. So, good job. Go ahead.
And as you mentioned, this is an original story. So this is not even something that the fanboys can point back to and say, "Oh, this isn't real. This isn't authentic. This doesn't match with. This isn't canon or anything. This is original." They made this character entirely out of thin air. They can do whatever the hell they want to do with it. They can cast the people they want to cast. They can make the people look however they want to look.
I agree. Well said. Well, I could say exactly what you said, but I'm not. I'm just going to echo, all of your thoughts, all of your sentiments. So thank you very much. But guys, y'all let us know what y'all think about this right here. Do you agree or disagree with the trolls? We disagree with the trolls over here. We think they're stupid and stinky. And maybe don't need to fall off a cliff, but they can definitely go kick rocks. But Kathleen Kennedy has some things to say. So do we. So do everybody that believes in justice and all of that stuff right there. But link is in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And let us know whether you're watching this via live or in the replay. And like I said, I'm going to, Disney was nice enough to give me the first 4 episodes. And I'm going to finish them as soon as we're done with the stream. But the first episode, I was like, you know what? At first I was like, oh gosh, what the hell are they doing? But it ended pretty well. And I'm interested in how 2, 3, and 4 is going to pan out. So I'm definitely going to be covering the show myself. And thank you, Black Talon Beats. He agrees with Larry.
I like it.
Yes, but
he's a scholar and a gentleman.
Right on, right on.